Hello and welcome. You're watching Markets Today. I'm Sakshi Batra, and this is where we discuss everything about how the markets have opened in trade, the triggers that the markets will be tracking, also the impactful earnings that will be coming out because today is when we start and kickstart the Q4 earnings season as well, with the big bank TCS numbers slated to come in the evening. So, what does this earnings season really augur and bring in for the markets in terms of direction as well as kind of momentum going forward from here? All of that will be discussed over the next 3 to 4 minutes. So do stay tuned onto with me. Let's kickstart with the earnings opener, the market's opening action. On the Sensex, we've seen a slippage of 202 odd points. It slipped by 0.3% in trade to open at 59,244. The Nifty was down by 46 odd points as well to open at 17,738. Now, there has been a decline following the global markets, mixed closing on Friday for the US markets, and the kind of subdued action in the early morning action in the Asian markets as well. And that exactly hinted at the SGX Nifty, indicating a negative start. And that's what we have seen in today's trading session. About 1730 shares, however, still remain in the advancing zone. 584 shares declined, so the market breadth still favoring the bulls at this point in time. So the underlying trend is still indicating on a positive side as well. Remember, this is a truncated week. We only have three trading action days for this entire week because Thursday and Friday will be a market holiday on account of Mahavir Jayanti and Dr. Ambedkar Jayanti on Thursday, and then Good Friday on Friday as well. Of course, while there is a 3 days truncated week, the action will be full on because there will be earnings coming in from the big IT majors. There will be macro data on account of IIP, retail inflation. All of that will also be very, very important to track. In the early action today, in terms of stocks, you have the likes of Infosys, Kotak Mahindra Bank, HDFC Bank, SBI Life, and HDFC among the major losers on the Nifty. The gainers, on the other hand, you did have a few names like Tata Motors, Tech Mahindra, Grasim, Cipla, and NTPC still showing some kind of a robust move on an otherwise weak wicket. Talk about the FII and the DII momentum. Of course, the FIIs have still remained on a selling spree. They sold 575 odd crore rupees worth of shares on Friday. DIIs have net offloaded shares worth 16 odd crore rupees on Friday as well. So it was a net sell on Friday. When you talk about institutional investors, you do have a whole host of stocks that will be in focus today. Like I said, Tata Motors is showing some positive action. Of course, that's on the back of Jaguar Land Rover wholesales up 11% sequentially amid the improvement in the chip supply. So that's some momentum coming in there. Ruchi Soya board has given a nod to enhancing synergies with Patanjali food portfolio. So, what really this augurs for Ruchi Soya shares going forward? That will be important to track. Tata Steel is in focus as NCLT has approved the resolution plan submitted by Tata Steel Mining, a wholly owned subsidiary of Tata Steel, for acquisition of Rohit Ferrotech. So that's another development you need to track in case you are invested in Tata Steel. Delta Corp, Hathway, Bhavani Cable, Datacom, Kesoram Industries will also be other companies that will be detailing their Q4 earnings apart from the big bank TCS earnings today. So keep an eye out on these stocks. Shoppers stock will be in focus. The company has completed further stake sale of 19.5% in Crossword bookstores. Accordingly, the company equity stake in Crossword now stands reduced to 29.5%. It had earlier reduced it by some about 51% of stakes is what it had earlier on by selling some of its stake as well. So that's going to be an important stock to track as well in today's trading action. Of course, we are seeing kind of slippage in the early morning action. That may also be because of the truncated week. There will be some slower volumes that you need to be very, very aware of. However, stock specific action, that's going to be extremely important to track on the back of earnings front as well. Analysts definitely await the onset of corporate earnings with TCS due to its report its financial results right after the market hours today. Apart from this, of course, the decline will be, in crude prices is going to be uplifting the sentiments as well. Remember, crude prices have slipped about 5% in the past month. So that's going to be a supporting factor in today's trading session as well. Overall speaking, even when we talk about the markets today, there is a very, very sector specific and stock specific action that you are able to see on the markets today. In case we look at the kind of sectoral movement that you are looking at, Oh, now the Nifty has actually slipped below the 17,700 mark as well. So the crack is actually deepening right in the early action, about 0.5% lower now. Talk about the sectors that are bleeding. So it's the autos, financial services, FMCG, and IT. IT especially down by over 1%, right ahead of the Big Bang earnings. You are seeing some big companies showing some decline. And apart from that, the banking index is actually just flat right now. The index that is rising is PSU banks with over a percent gain, media, metals, and also the realty index is also up by 0.5% as well. The market breadth on the Nifty remains fairly divided, 17 advances to 15 declines. On the gaining side, you have JSW Steel, IndusInd Bank, SBI, Apollo Hospitals, and NTPC on the Nifty that are gaining strength. On the downside, you have the big bank companies, Reliance Industries, HDFC Twins. These are the drag factors on the markets right now. So definitely the same kind of stocks that were declining, that were dragging the markets in the previous week as well, continue to do so in this week too. Talk about the volatility in the index. India VIX is actually up by almost 7 odd percent at 18.8. So the volatility level is also high at this point in time. Overall, we'll need to track the news developments to really find out how the stock markets really move from here. Experts right now believe that traders need to be extremely cautious because of this truncated week of action. There could be some, jitteriness in the markets and very, very volatile scenarios, on an everyday basis. And definitely the markets will be reacting on a stock specific move and action. So that is something that you should keep in focus. Of course, the market experts who spoke with us on Friday continuously believe that two pockets will be in action. One is defense and the other is chemicals. AK Prabhakar had shared some of his top picks in the defense space and chemical space as well. In case you fail to catch on to that video, do log on to a YouTube platform, as well as on our Instagram page, and you will be able to spot his top picks as well for this period of time in the medium term. Thanks a lot for tuning in, but we'll keep you posted with everything that's developing on the D Street so that you are in complete control of the investments in stock markets. Thanks a lot for tuning in for now.